Yo, what's up guys, AFC Dino here and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to do another coaching video. Basically coaching random strangers on a PvP ladder. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting till a round starts and then I'm gonna spectate a random game. Random OU game, and we're just gonna spectate it from the start. First I'm just gonna watch what happens, and then afterwards I will open up the replay basically, and yeah, go over what the person who lost could have done differently. Yeah, the round is about to start, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want personal coaching, you can check it out on Patreon. So 720 elo. Go for the highest one now. Okay, so we see left side has a rain team, right side has quite a standard balance team. Let's see what's going to happen here. So we see Pelipper leading into the Rotom. Quite unfortunate, the Rotom gets a free Volt Switch because there's no ground type on John's team, but I think he's gonna go into Ferrothorn. I actually went for Will-O-Wisp. I guess that makes sense too if you have Will-O-Wisp. Burning the Ferrothorn can be really helpful. Ferrothorn is definitely going to set up hazards here. We're most likely going to see a Volt Switch. He could go into Weezing or Gliscor, but I think he's probably going to go into Ferrothorn or maybe Chansey and then teleport. He actually went for Power Whip. That's a horrible play. Because there's no way that Rotom is going to stay in on you. But in this sense, I think John should just go for setting up Stealth Rocks and the spikes in this game. Because he has a Rapid Spinner, and Shenmue and Mirandao has to defog. That's why I felt like he should have just set up Stealth Rock, because then he would have been ahead of this Ferrothorn. See if he has spikes as well on this. Yeah, exactly. He should have never clicked that Power Whip, because there was no way that Rotom was going to stay in, and Weezing can easily come in, Gliscor can easily come in. He gets knocked off though. How is he going to kill this Ferrothorn in the end though? Superpower, close combat. I think those are the options. I still think he should just set up all his spikes. But maybe Gliscor or Rotom is the defogger. But Rotom showed Will-O-Wisp. He's actually gonna swap here. He goes hard Kabutops, my man. Anticipating the defogger. Damn, bro. Yeah. Top position to be in, man. Because for Edge misses, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Because that would have still done about 60% to that guy. If that Kabutops was life orbed. And then Rotom had to come in on rocks again. So that miss is kind of huge. I can understand why he makes that play. Because his Scizor could potentially win the game combined with Kingdra. But he has superpower this if he has superpower. Which is a bit unfortunate for him that he missed the Stone Edge on that Rotom. He would have died though if he was life orbed. This Choice Band at this position really sucks. And that really sucked. But he needs to be able to kill. If Ferrothorn dies, well, he still has Chansey for the Kingdra. Yeah, I think he was Choice Banded. He misses again. Gets lead cheated on. And he's gonna die. And yeah, I just don't see him winning. Shenmue and Dao has the favorable matchup with the Ferrothorn Chansey combination. The Weezing there too with a Rotom. This Pokemon do really well into rain. He's gonna swap. It's soon Gliscor Weezing. Yep. I hope we click U-turn though, because U-turn, Choice Banded U-turn would still do quite a bit. Okay. They get some damage on this. Now Starmie can come in. Big mode. What a name. Ferrothorn is one likely answer. Rotom comes in. What is he clicking? He just went for the Rapid Spin. I don't think the Rapid Spin was necessarily a good play. Just because if Ferrothorn came in, he would have just gotten up Stealth Rock again. You want to get the momentum there. Goes for Thunderbolt there. Doing a bit of damage. That's life of Thunderbolt. That's Spadef. It's like a Spadef Rotom. He gets the defog now. Like in John Garay's position, I would definitely prioritize keeping up the hazards. Especially versus a Chansey. Gonna swap into Ferrothorn most likely, yep. Let's Thunderbolt again. Oh yeah. John is not really making anything happen there. Doing really obvious things. Because it's the Ferrothorn now. Are you gonna see the Stealth Rock exchange? That's why I think that Rapid Spin was not good. That wasn't good. Because Starmie doesn't stop Ferrothorn from getting up the Stealth Rock anyway. That's why... Like, Shenmue Rendao is just getting more ahead. Because there's nothing you can... You gotta keep those hazards because you want to get Kingdra and Rain. Maybe with Hydro Pump, if you have Stealth Rock and Spikes up, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on the Chansey coming in. Wither Girl. That's for Sludge Bomb. Oh shit. Doing quite a bit. Pelipper should be faster though, but there's no way he kills this. Oh, never mind. Pelipper slower. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's over. It is over. Obviously, this is it's a bit of a bad matchup for John, but he could have done a lot of things way differently. He would have had a higher chance of winning, because first of all, in team review, you gotta acknowledge your win conditions there. And he didn't play according to them. So he decides to forfeit there. Shenmue Rendao wins. Like I said, the matchup was not favorable for our boy. But yeah, I'm gonna pause the video, guys, and we'll be right back for the replay. Okay, guys, we're back. So yeah, team preview, guys. As you guys can see, Starmie, Pelipper, Kabutops, Ferrothorn, Scizor. Just hiding something. Scizor, Ferrothorn, Pelipper. Kingdra is hiding somewhere. But yeah, acknowledging the win conditions. So threats on John Bagare's team. Kabutops is definitely a threat if he packs a superpower. Because Weezing gets 2-hit KO from Waterfall in the Rain. The Rotom gets 2-hit KO by Stone Edge. Ferrothorn takes a shit on from Superpower. Chansey takes a shit on Superpower. Weavel's gonna die to Waterfall in the Rain. Flyscore's gonna die to Waterfall in the Rain. So we definitely want to enable our Kabutops. The thing we have over our opponent, because both players have Ferrothorn with most likely Stealth Rock and Spikes. But the thing we have over our opponent is that we have Rapid Spin, and our opponent doesn't have a Ghost type to block the Rapid Spin. So if we set up Stealth Rock and Spikes alongside the Ferrothorn, in the end we will win because we can freely Rapid Spin against pretty much 5 of his 6 members. And with that Rapid Spin, it's gonna be much more difficult for the Chansey to come in on Kingdra. And what we really need to try to do is get rid of their Ferrothorn. That's the stopping block. That's the stopping block for our Kingdra and Kabutops. Because Kabutops might have been choice banned. He didn't see it attack because he missed 2 Stone Edges. But if he was choice banned, you want to get rid of that Ferrothorn so you can actually click Waterfall without thinking against your opponent. And yeah, with that all being said, he did lead off with the Pelipper, which I can understand. You want to get up your rain, and your opponent doesn't have any weather of their own. They don't have Sandstorm from Hippowdon or Tyranitar, so I can definitely see the Pelipper play. Against higher on the ladder, you will notice that because looking at your own build of your team, you don't have a ground type. We don't have a ground type here, so Rotom gets a free Volt Switch. So it's really likely that the Rotom is going to lead off. So in that sense, he could have started his game plan with just leading off with the Ferrothorn there, which doesn't really have a bad matchup against this team. Weezing obviously can be annoying, but he's not gonna click Sludge Bomb on your Weezing. Either going for Flamethrower or Will-O-Wisp, or maybe Toxic Spike. So if Weezing did lead off, we can switch into the Starmie. Against anything else, we just set up Stealth Rock, Spikes, get up the hazards, and if Ferrothorn decides to do the same, we Rapid Spin them away. So that's how I would approach it, but I can definitely understand why you would lead off with the Pelipper there. Yeah, this is the thing is going to happen there. And he does get up the rain and goes straight into the Pelipper. He goes straight into the Ferrothorn, right? That's what he did, right? That would make sense. Yeah, Ferrothorn comes in. Rotom ended up having Will-O-Wisp, which kind of tells us it's not choice scarred, so it's just gonna be a standard defensive Rotom. Yeah, from here, just get up your Stealth Rock. Power Whipping doesn't do anything for you. He already whisked you. There's no way Rotom is gonna stay in, so he's definitely gonna click that Volt Switch, and whatever he switches into, if he switches into Chance, your Power Whip is not gonna do anything. Against Weezing, it's not gonna do anything. Against Gliscor, it's not gonna do anything. Against the Ferrothorn, it's gonna do 0. And there's no way he's gonna go Weavile, because Weavile doesn't necessarily beat the Ferrothorn like this. So I think it's a bad play going for the Power Whip here. Like, get up your Stealth Rock and you'll be 1 ahead of the Ferrothorn. He already revealed Will-O-Wisp, there's nothing else this Rotom is gonna do to you. These little mistakes just stop you from climbing, getting sooner where you want to be. Because now you're burned, you have less HP than a Ferrothorn. It's just not looking good. He finally starts setting up the Stealth Rock. The Ferrothorn doing the same. And now you Spike. And here, when you Spike and he knocked off, I said Spike again, but in hindsight, you want to keep up your Stealth Rock and Spikes. And with Ferrothorn now losing his leftovers, it's a bit more annoying. So I would consider a play going straight into Scissor here, for example. Scissor kind of covers the Rotom switch. And he's likely not going to set up Leech Seed, so if he sets up Spike of his own, on the next turn, Scissor gets a free attack. If he knocks off Scissor's item, it's not a super big deal. You just want to make sure this guy dies, so you want to start getting up damage. So switching here to the Scissor covers a lot of things. It covers him staying in, going for Spikes or another knockoff. It covers him going Rotom, because you can get a big boy U-turn off if he decides to click Defog. And if he goes Weezing for some reason, in this scenario, just U-turn out of there. Weezing just took Stealth Rock and Spikes damage. But I believe he does swap out there. But he made the Kabutops play here, which I can I can see why he would make the Kabutops play, to be honest, because it's the same reasoning as the Scizor one, but I think Kabutops is a way bigger win condition than Scizor. Because we don't know what our opponent is going to do, right? So if he does something that's not super good for us, then at least it's on Scizor. But our Kabutops will stay healthy. But he decides to go Kabutops there. And that puts him into a really awkward position on his Rotom switch. Because look at this. There's no way you kill this Rotom from full. So, and Kabutops your biggest win condition. If you swap out here, you might get a free defog. If you stay in here, your Kabutops is going to take a lot of damage or even going to die. So he put himself into a really bad position by going into the Kabutops there. The Scizor would have made more sense to me for reasons I just explained. Yeah, here he decides to Stone Edge. I don't think that's necessarily a bad play, because you still want to keep up those hazards, because Kingdra can still do something, and hitting that Stone Edge means that Rotom is going to take a lot of damage. And if Rotom is the defogger, it's going to be much more difficult for him to defog later on. And if he defogs on this turn as well, he gets 2-hit KO'd. But he missed and takes a Volt Switch to the face, which is unfortunate. And yeah, we don't know the set of this guy. I assume he's Choice Banded because he's Stone Edged on the Ferrothorn. But this is gonna die to entry hazards anyway. So he decides to Stone Edge again. And whether this Stone Edge hits or not, it would be nice, of course, to hit because it's damage on Ferrothorn. But the positioning is already really bad. One different decision could have changed a lot there. Then you had Scizor. Like Rotom might be faster if he's running speed on it, but then he's still forced to choose between clicking that Will-O-Wisp or defogging. If he wisps, you still get damage on the Rotom. Rotom still takes a Stealth Rock damage, and then you can get a Kingdra with Stealth Rock as spikes up, for example. Or if that U-turn damage does enough, you can get in your Kabutops. But now Scizor comes in, and he does have to go for the U-turn there, just to get damage off on this. And we see Stealth Rock plus spikes. U-turn, so pretty good damage on this guy. And then he goes into the Starmie. And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I don't think you Rapid Spin there. The reason is, yeah, you get rid of the rocks for one turn, but Starmie is not gonna keep off the Stealth Rocks against Ferrothorn. It would be much better to try to make a play here. So either doubling, because it's not likely that Weezing is gonna stay in on us. So maybe double back into your Scizor, for example. If he I don't think he's gonna click Flamethrower on us. If he clicks Will-O-Wisp, it's a bit bad, but we are behind. We need to make plays, and if Weezing stays in on a Psychic, he's gonna die. But I feel like you just try to make a play with going into your Scizor here. Because again, the Scizor play is going to either cover the Chansey coming in. It's gonna cover the Ferrothorn coming in, because he takes spikes and Stealth Rock damage, and maybe the Rotom as well. But him going for the Rapid Spin, it doesn't gain him anything here. Because he's switching out. Oh, wait, Starmie gets Analytic? Oh, I didn't know. But he Rapid Spins here. And now Rotom just gets a free defog. So basically what the Starmie did is clicking defog in this case, while he has more hazards up than the opponent. Rapid Spinning there is basically the same as defogging now, because Rotom gets a free defog against us. And we were ahead in hazards. So now we even have that advantage gone right now. He goes for Thunderbolt now. For a defog. It's just those little things. a Ferrothorn comes in, and he just keeps attacking, and he has to start all over again by getting up his hazards, which is gonna be tough, which is really tough. So he's kind of forced to go straight into Ferrothorn again and set up the hazards alongside this. But now he gets up rocks, but instead of having Stealth Rock and Spikes up versus just Stealth Rock, it's Stealth Rock versus Stealth Rock. So he even got behind in this exchange as well. And now Weezing comes in. And yeah, again, an annoying position. Because if Pelipper comes in, Pelipper doesn't get up the rain. It comes in on rocks. But decides to swap out there. Pelipper does end up coming in. And yeah, the opponent makes a prediction with Sludge Bomb, which is a 2-hit KO. And apparently he was running quite some speed on this Weezing to knock out the Pelipper, unless Pelipper was a relaxed nature. But yeah, now he doesn't get rain. And Weavile just gonna beat Kingdra and Starmie. This guy comes in on rocks again. And yeah, there's a Chansey, there's a Ferrothorn, there's a Weavile. And Ferrothorn is the one that ends up coming in on the Thunderbolt. Yeah, and there's just nothing Starmie can do at this point. Because he's Life Orb, so he's gonna come in on rocks again and decides to forfeit. So yeah, he should have really played differently around his Ferrothorn there. And tried to make doubles. Just like in the other coaching video, he should have tried his best more to keep up his entry hazards. Because those entry hazards were going to help Kabutops and Kingdra actually doing something in this game. But instead, he made the wrong double. That's the biggest one. If he doubled into Scissor there, he would have covered way more, would have been safer against way more options of the opponent. And I still kept his Kabutops for maybe a late game sweep. But yeah, that's my take on it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, guys. And if you are interested in a one-on-one coaching with me, check out my Patreon. I have it available. So check it out, guys. And it's all linked in the description. And with that all being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.